Alright, what's up guys? So today we're gonna be ranking every US state as someone who's never been to the US. So we have every single US state here. I barely know anything about these states, by the way. I've never been to the US, nor do I know anything about like the states of the US. So I think this is gonna be fun. So you're probably gonna be asking, how am I supposed to rank these states when I know nothing about them? So here's what I did. I asked Gemini to generate one sentence stereotype for each state, and based on that, I'm gonna be ranking them. So if there's anything racist that comes out of it, blame Gemini, not me. I don't make the rules here. So also, I think it's worth pointing out that obviously most of them are jokes. So I'm sorry if I end up offending anyone, to be honest. And if I did, please let me know in the comments if I said anything out of pocket. But without further ado, let's get into it. First up, we have Texas. So massive trucks, massive stakes, and massive ego. So I don't know how I feel about the ego. So but you have massive trucks and massive stakes. So that's something interesting about Texas. Based on that, I think Texas is somewhat okay, I guess. So middle of the road, I'll put it in a C. Next up, we have California. So full of aspiring influencers and fake smiles. So the fake smiles really throws me off there. But one of my friends who has been to the US actually told me that California is one of his favorite states, and he said that there's a lot of great historical landmarks there, a lot of tourist attractions. So I'm gonna take his word for it and bump up California a little bit. So I'm putting California at a B. Next up, we have Alabama, where family tradition gets a little too literal. I don't know how I feel about that. Also, I think most of us are aware about, the meme that Alabama is basically the plug. It's just it. Plug. So a little bit of minus points for that because I don't have anything good to feel about it. Plug. So I think I'm gonna have to put it in an E. I'm sorry, guys. Next up, we have Colorado, making hiking their entire personality and religion. Well, hiking in general sounds like a good sport, so I think I'm gonna have to give Colorado plus points for that. So I guess I'm putting it at a B. Next up, we have Connecticut. Rich people wearing pastel polos on yachts. So basically rich people. So if I end up going to Connecticut, I'm gonna end up feeling poor. And I don't like that, so I'm gonna have to give Connecticut a few minus points for that. I'm giving it a D. Next up, we have Delaware, a tiny state built entirely for corporate tax evasion. Okay, corporate tax evasion. It doesn't seem like a very good state to live in, so I'm gonna have to give minus points for Delaware. I'm gonna put it in a D. Sorry, guys. Next up, we have Florida, a lawless swamp governed by chaotic news headlines. Well, we all know about the Florida man doing Florida stuff, getting into Florida trouble, doing Florida jail time. So it's a bit of a mess, but that's something unique about them. It's basically their own branding at this point. So I actually think that this could be like somewhat a good thing for them because they have something unique that other states don't. So I'm gonna have to give it an A. I think Florida is like a interesting state, and for that I'm giving it a higher ranking than the rest. Next up, we have Georgia. Horrific traffic hidden behind polite southern charm. They have polite southern people. Wait, I don't know if that's outright. Alright, I'm just gonna say polite people in Georgia, but it has horrific traffic, so I'm gonna have to give like a neutral feeling about that because at least they have polite people, but horrific traffic, I don't like traffic in general. I think traffic should be abolished, but I'm gonna put it in a C. Next up, we have Hawaii, a literal paradise that nobody can actually afford. Well, we're talking about paradise, everything that's good, everything is great, stuff like that. It doesn't come for free, so I can understand Hawaii on that one. Needless to say, I think that the paradise that they have over there is a little bit, I don't know how to describe it, but I don't think I can ever find myself visiting Hawaii anytime soon. But, that's something unique about them. I'm giving them a B. Next up, we have Washington, D.C. High stakes politics mixed with terrible traffic. Okay, high stakes politics can be a bad thing as well, plus with terrible traffic. So I don't think I feel good about that. So Washington, D.C., I'm gonna have to give you an E. I'm sorry. Next up, we have Wisconsin. Human bodies powered strictly by deep fried cheese. Alright, deep fried cheese, that sounds a little bit too much cholesterol. So I don't think that sounds very healthy. A little bit of minus points for that. I'm giving them a D. Next up, we have Arkansas. Beautiful nature, but nobody can pronounce it correctly. Okay, this one throws me off. Because first of all, why don't you pronounce this state Arkansas? What's the point of the S if you're not even gonna say it at all? That really... So I'm giving I'm giving Arkansas an F. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. Fuck you guys. Next up, we have Idaho. Fiercely defensive about their dirt-grown potatoes. Well, potatoes in general is a very good vegetable. I love potatoes. Any sort of dish. Honestly, I eat potatoes anytime. If they're defensive about their dirt-grown potatoes, then it better be good. Based on that, at least they're prideful about something, and, you know, at least it's not something bad. So I guess I'm giving Idaho a B. It's something interesting. Next up, we have Iowa. Endless cornfields and millions of pigs. So, rural area of the US. So, endless cornfields. Well, I love corn, so that's plus points. Millions of pigs, bacon, plus points. I'm giving Iowa an A. We have Kansas. Alright, flatter than a pancake and plagued by tornadoes. Well, so it's basically flat land and plagued by tornadoes. I don't think that's a very good place to live in, so I'm giving Kansas a D or an E. I'm gonna be kind and give him a D. Next up, we have Kentucky. Bourbon, fast horses, and fried chicken paradise. Well, Kentucky Fried Chicken originated from here, so I'm giving them massive plus points for that. KFC is one of the greatest fast food chains. Fight me for that. I'm giving Kentucky an A. Plus, the state literally looks like fried chicken. Or, I think I'm just I'm a fucking fat chud for saying that. Next up, we have Maryland. Obsessed with blue crabs and aggressive driving. Blue crabs are interesting, so plus points for that. But aggressive driving, massive minus points for that. I don't like aggressive drivers, so I'm giving them a D for that. Next up, we have Massachusetts. Angry sports fans who hate the letter R. I don't know why they hate the letter R. I'm just gonna give Massachusetts a D. Actually, a D. Actually, a C. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, bro. Next up, we have Mississippi, enthusiastically keeping other states from ranking last. Okay, it only is appropriate that they rank last on this one, so sorry, Mississippi. Next up, we have Missouri, the show me state, mostly showing potholes. Oh my god, so a lot of car accidents over here. Plus the fact that the state sounds like the word misery, so minus points for that. I think that's sad, so I'm giving them an E. Sorry guys. Next up, we have Montana. Gorgeous mountain views but zero actual residents. So basically no one lives in Montana. Also, I searched up beforehand. Hannah Montana isn't connected to Montana, so I'm sad about that. So I'm giving Montana an E for that. I'm sorry. Next up, we have Nebraska, an infinite mind-numbing ocean of whispering corn. Well, they have corn here, plus Nolan Hansen from the Mr. Beast crew is from Nebraska, so that's plus points, I guess. So they have a celebrity over there that lived there, so I'm giving them a B. Next up, we have Nevada. Endless desert hiding sketchy neon-lit regrets. So what I'm getting from here is that it's, you know, dead bodies and like creepy people, and it's a desert, so not much over there. I'm giving Nevada an E for that. Next up, we have New Jersey. Waking up angry in an oil refinery. Well, waking up angry, that's bad, so I'm giving New Jersey a D. New Mexico. Aliens, Breaking Bad, and dangerously spicy chili. I don't know if this is supposed to be chilies or whatever, man. Well, they have Breaking Bad, so that's massive plus points. I love Breaking Bad. And they have aliens, so that's interesting. So I think New Mexico might actually be our very first S. Congrats to everyone who lives in New Mexico. You guys are cool. Next up, we have New York, walking incredibly fast while yelling at tourists. Well, I can forgive them for the fact that their mayor is actually, you know, one of the few good politicians left in the world. And the New York Knicks just recently won their very first championship in 53 years. I think New York is actually a very good place right now. So I'm giving New York an S. You guys are cool. Next up, we have North Carolina. Sweet potatoes, sweet people, and barbecue wars. So basically, sweetness all around. And barbecue wars. I love barbecue, so I'm giving them plus points for that. I think North Carolina is a cool place based on that, so I'm giving them an A. North Dakota. Alright, a frozen wasteland where the wind gets bored. Okay, frozen wasteland, so basically just cold. Just cold. Is there even people in there? If not, then I'm gonna have to give North Dakota a D. I think that's boring. Oregon, unabashedly weird people who love damp moss. So weird people, damp moss. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but they have weird people over there, so I'm gonna have to give them a D. Next up, we have Pennsylvania. Gritty football fans who will throw batteries. Well, they throw batteries. I think that's gonna hurt, and they have gritty football fans. I'm gonna have to give them an E for that. I don't know. That's just how my gut tells me. We have Rhode Island. Blink once and you'll drive right through it. So basically, very small, easily forgotten. So I'm not even gonna rank Rhode Island. South Carolina. Alright, rich golf courses and suffocatingly high humidity. So, rich golf courses. So, basically, they're discriminating poor people and suffocatingly high humidity. I don't like high humidity, so I'm giving them minus points for that. Plus, they discriminate poor people on this one. So, I'm giving them an E. South Dakota. Carved faces on a rock, called it a day. Well, okay, so that's where Mount Rushmore is, and that's one of the interesting places in the US. So I'm giving them plus points for that, I guess. Well, it has Abraham Lincoln, so I'm gonna have to give him an A for that. He was one of the only good presidents in the United States. Alright, next up we have Tennessee. Bachelorette party screaming country lyrics terribly. Well, they sing terribly, so minus points for that. Bachelorette parties, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's parties, so I'm gonna say it's good. So middle of the road, C, I guess. Next up, we have Utah. Uncomfortably polite people who fear caffeinated soda. So they fear caffeinated soda, so at least they fear something that's unhealthy. Uncomfortably polite people, so middle of the road, I guess. But they fear caffeinated soda, so at least they're healthy. So I'm giving them a B. Vermont, alright. Flannel wearing hippies making artisanal. Alright, I'm not even gonna pronounce that. Maple syrup. Alright, maple syrup alone is good, so I'm giving them a B. Next up, we have Virginia. Too much history and way too many speed traps. Well, too much history is going to overload me, so minus points for less clarity on that one. And way too many speed traps. Way too many. Emphasize on too many. So I'm giving Virginia a D. West Virginia. So basically Virginia but west. Mountain mamas, coal mines, and real cryptids. Well, I love the song Country Roads, so I guess I'm gonna have to give them an A for that. Next up, we have Wyoming. A beautiful landscape that doesn't actually exist. So basically, Wyoming doesn't exist. So I'm not even gonna rank that. Next up, we have Alaska. Fighting massive grizzly bears in pitch black darkness. So a death wish if you're gonna live there. Because we have pitch black darkness and massive grizzly bears. So, not a very safe place to live in. I'm giving them an E. Alright. Arizona. Literally living on the surface of the sun. I hate the heat, so I hate Arizona. I'm giving them an F. Illinois, Chicago corruption surrounded by hundreds of miles of nothing. So basically corruption and nothing in there. So Illinois, I'm giving you guys an E for that. We have Indiana, just a massive highway to get somewhere better. So basically you overlook Indiana just to go somewhere better. Just boring, middle of the road. So I'm giving them a C for that. Louisiana, heavy drinking on sidewalks and spicy crawfish. Well, spicy crawfish, I've never had one in my entire life, but you know, seafood in general, I love seafood, so I'm giving them plus points for that. But heavy drinking on sidewalks doesn't look pleasant, so I'm giving them a middle of the road rating and putting him at a C. Alright, Maine, lobster eating lumberjacks hiding in pine trees. Well, there's this YouTube shorts / TikToker. I've literally forgot his username or his name, but he posts, you know, videos of himself catching all kinds of lobsters and removing, you know, barnacles on them and giving them a snack. So I guess with that guy alone, I actually think Maine is one of the best states in the United States. So I'm giving Maine an S for that. Congratulations, guys. You guys are cool. Michigan, pointing at their own hand to show where they live. That's boring, so I'm giving them a D. Minnesota, terrifyingly passive-aggressive people saying, "Oh, sorry." Passive-aggressive people. I don't think that's pleasant, so I'm giving them a D. New Hampshire, live free, die, or just buy cheap liquor. So I'm giving New Hampshire a B for that. Oklahoma, heavy winds, red dirt, and questionable tiger owners. Well, tiger owners, I think they're dangerous. Heavy winds and red dirt. Well, heavy winds is a minus because that could be dangerous. Oklahoma, I'm putting you guys on an E. Alright, Washington, no rain jackets allowed, just clinical coffee addictions. Alright, so coffee addiction, that could be bad, so minus points for that one. I'm giving them a D for that, I'm sorry. Last but not the very least, Ohio. Well, the default gray loading screen of America. We all know the memes. We have, crazy stuff going on in Ohio. It's basically their own brand to have crazy things going on in Ohio. Everyone's going to be affected by Ohio. Ohio will take over the world, stuff like that. So just for that, that's interesting. So I'm giving them an A. And basically, that's all the rankings. I don't know what these states are. I actually completely forgot what these were. So yeah, that's my ranking of all 50 US states. If I gave your state a good or bad ranking, or if I offended you, make sure to subscribe for more videos. I'll make sure to post a little bit more often now. I'm so sorry I haven't posted in a while. And I'll see you guys. So